Which way, Western gamers?
Now, I have a question, and it's only for people that recently played Asian games. Doesn't matter if it's South Korean, doesn't matter if it's Japanese, doesn't matter if it's Chinese, as long as it's Asian,
Okay.
made by a developer that actually tries to idealize femininity. So, like the Asian games that have absolutely gorgeous female characters, The Last Descendant, Stellar Blade, if you happen to even play Nikkei or anything like that, right? So my question is for these people, because I want to see if I'm alone in this feeling, or is
Nice.
it like something that's happening? Because if it's something that's happening, then I can predict the market for years to come. So for those of us that actually played these Asian games, when you watched the AAA Western games and you saw the AAA female aesthetic, did you feel
I don't know if we can even call it female aesthetic, honestly, but hey.
as if you're watching maggots? Like did you feel a side of revulsion? Like unironically, like the food from your belly just wanting to come out and hurl itself at the screen. Like I'm not even saying that it was like a neutral feeling what I meant, but you genuinely felt like puking. Like it's the most disgusting thing that you have ever seen. And
Yep, that would kind of sum it up. No one liked it. And I'm already saying no one, because most people don't like it.
and it's not just the visage, it's not just how they look, but their personality as well, right? Like there's nothing graceful about these characters, there's nothing feminine about these characters, there's nothing.
Yep, the new city. Problematic in all levels. Again, they did not technically uglify her, but they did their damn best to try and make her less hot. And by the way, for those people who are insane and saying, "Oh, she's older now," so what are all older women just ugly in your opinion? What the fuck is wrong with you saying that? Are older women just instantaneously not hot any longer? Well, what is wrong with you?
Wholesome about them. It's pretty much like they're men with wigs and small tits.
Yep, that's true.
And so like that's the view that I got, like legitimately while watching the Game Awards. Every single time like a AAA game, especially Naughty Dog, like it's responsible for this.
Oh, the dog thing is so absolutely sad. This is just nothing but a political statement. The reveal trailer was 4 minutes and a half long, and in that time you got to know nothing about the game, what's happening, why it's happening. You just got to see this, whatever the hell this is supposed to be, in all of its politically charged glory. This is not about gaming. This is not about telling a story. This is about nothing. All they did was try and bait people in with, oh, did you see that? That's an Akira reference right there. Yeah, I saw it. It was dull and lame. Thank you for doing that. 10 out of 10, dull and lame. Thank you. Okay, and then it's just the second half is obviously just a needlessly complicated and stupid political messaging where the main thing that they are trying to say is, if you don't like this, well, congratulations, you're on the wrong side of history. That's pretty much it.
But I generally felt disgust. And then you have people that are so insignificant at this point, and they're coming up to you. It's like, oh, you just want to jack off, and it's like, my brother in Christ, I just want to stop puking. Like it makes me violently sick. It's disturbing. The fact that you have an artist that thought it's a good idea to put pen and paper onto this and then present it on my screen. What the fuck is he talking about? Like I just want you to understand my feeling, right? Imagine that for the last couple of months, you went into the richest place in the world and you ate some of the finest cuisine imaginable. And now you're coming back to your country and you're eating garbage food from a dumpster. That is like the feeling of revulsion that I've seen. And I didn't have it up until now. Like up until now, a couple of months ago, if I saw like a AAA female character, I would just like roll my eyes and be ugh. But again, the story from the Asian games. It's not just the aesthetics, the story. Like the women, they act feminine, they act wholesome, they're having emotions that connect them to humanity.
Yeah, that is also not acceptable nowadays, which is a huge problem. You can't have that. A woman acting feminine is bad. Okay? The idea of having a family is evil, obviously. And you should probably off yourself because you contribute to climate change and shit. So there you go. That's pretty much what all of this represents nowadays. Nothing more, nothing really less. And it's very basic, it's very boring, it's very bland. There's nothing special about it. It's just preachy and annoying, especially when those people inevitably start to preach. Oh, you didn't like our ugly character? That's because you're a lower life form than us. You don't understand the complexity here. What complexity? The personality of this character is as untasteful and unlikable as her appearance. She's bossing everyone around. She's always fucking right. She is a dreadful person in existence, and I understand why this character has no friends. It just all makes sense.
And so my question is that if I'm not the only one, and many other people are feeling exactly this, the AAA Western industry is absolutely fucked. Like you are absolutely fucked. You're going to have China and South Korea taking over the market. You're going to see AAA Western companies just flat out getting bought out by China. And the thing is, I don't even want this. It's already happening. Like we're already seeing Wukong just dominating the world. I'm not for this. I like American culture. I grew up with American culture. I grew up with Disney. I grew up with Mass Effect. I grew up with all these video games. And to see how the West is just dead set on destroying itself, on just.
Well, to be fair, most people don't see with this too much of a problem because, for example, Japan. If Japan takes over gaming, who fucking cares? We like what Japan has to offer. We have seen it. The same thing with all of the Korean stuff. We have seen it. We like it. There's no problem with it. Those stories are relatable and whatnot, even though they're technically made by Koreans and whatnot. But they're still easy to understand. They're relatable. They're likable, and people act like normal people. It's not about being Western developers, Eastern developers, or anything like that. It's just the fact that who gives a shit? A bad product is a bad product. A good product is a good product. And, well, if the good product is not gonna preach to me how much of a evil person that I am for not having a political view, I'm gonna choose the not product that doesn't do that. It's gonna be very, very simple. There's nothing wrong with all of Western developers just imploding on themselves. They did this, they wanted this, and who am I to say no to their wants and desires? Self-destruction is something that Canada at least allows for you to do in pods because, I mean, efficiency, I guess, and stuff like that. I mean, there's no problem. If gaming gets completely taken over by, Korean developers or whatever, it's fine. China will never do it. China's gonna fuck up at some point and be equally as hated. Don't you worry about that. Again, Wukong is an exception, boys, at the end of the day. Most Chinese stuff is not gonna be like that. Especially if China actually starts taking over with Tencent and whatnot. The CCP is going to be instantaneously like, yes, now we can actually implement things in there so we can try to subvert the West in some way. Yeah, it's going to get banned or people are not going to like it. So, I'm not worried about China taking over because they're going to fail anyway. But everything else, that's fine.
Flat out refusing to listen to the market. And how you have like a group of idiots that are like still not understanding. They still think this is about gooning. They genuinely think that buying a video game is a political statement.
Yep, it's not about gooning. It's about what it represents. We have seen already enough times where things of this nature, like intergalactic, have happened and it was terrible. Okay? The fact that you are willingly choosing to make a statement by making a character look like that means that most likely the whole game is going to be a statement like that, which means that I'm probably not going to look at it. I'm probably not going to play it. It's not about gooning. Gooning is essentially just some kind of well, it's a form of red flag, and it is a very very prominent in your face type of red flag if it's not there. And the woke people are just saying gooning because they want to make you feel bad about your choices, but don't be. What's wrong with that? Nothing.
That's how moronic they are. They do not understand that, no, people buy a video game the same way that they buy a painting so that they can experience some level of catharsis while watching it. Imagine if you go to a house and the guy that you visit has paintings on the wall with garbage. It's like the entire walls are filled with trash. And then there's another painting of a local bar that has like piss on the wall and stuff. And you're asking him, it's like, why are you having these paintings? And he's like, well, there's paintings from the city. And you're like, yeah, sure, but like, why couldn't you make more beautiful paintings? It's like, no, this is the reality of the city. This is realism. Like, what? Do you not think that the city looks like this? I mean, I can take you and you can see the garbage. And we can go to this alleyway where there's a shit in the middle and it's there. It's like, yeah, but like, why are you choosing to glorify these aspects? Fuck is wrong with you? Why can't you set like some standards of idealism if it's a painting and it can be anything you want? Now, don't get me wrong, like one painting that has, some garbage, like maybe sure, like you have an eccentric person that seems to like that. That's fine. But it's almost every single fucking one now.
Yeah.
It's every single fucking one to the point where it is disgusting and vile. And so, if you actually play video games from 2014 and before, or you go and you play some Asian games that are the competition
Yeah, strangely how they don't have this problem.
right now, and you spend like 2-3 months, you have such a different mindset that you, when you see how the West is boiling, you immediately vomit. Most people probably don't vomit because they're the frog and they got boiled and they got used to it. But I'm telling you, if you just take a break.
No. The frog analogy works for very few psychological things with humans, and it works over a very, very, very long period of time. The greatest example of this is there are multiple companies that have done it, but eBay is one of them. eBay had previously a different logo. Then they changed it one day, and people got super pissed about it. Then eBay reverted to the old logo, but changed the colors by a small amount every day until it was the new logo, and no one complained. You can do things like that, but that's a fucking logo of something that people really don't give a shit about, okay? But trying to subvert your whole perception on life cannot be done by these small increments in most cases. You need to be really early to the stage with that if you want that to work. And that's why a lot of this subversion is happening exactly in like kindergartens and places like that. Because that's where it can actually work, because the mind is not developed and it's like a sponge and it absorbs all of the goodness and whatnot. So you can do it that, but it doesn't work here because we know what it is, we see it, and if you're gonna throw shit at me, it doesn't matter if you throw it for the 10th time, first time, or 250th time. I'm still not gonna feel good about it. It's not gonna change.
From the shit. If you take a break from the Western slop and you play something else, anything else, and then you come back to the Western slop, you need a barf bag. And again, I'm genuinely curious if other people feel this way. Like legit, this is not a video where I'm just trash talking the Western industry.
Nah, it's pretty on point. Anyway, that was not tweet 10 out of 10. Bye.